Good morning, Kirsty.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. To you?
Yeah, I'm all right, thanks.
No, I am going to assume we're live, but
Let me
we
just
do
check.
our little lag check, don't we, on the Friday morning?
We're a bit late today. Well, sorry,
And
everybody.
we're a bit late. We are sorry. It's my fault. Okay, we are officially live. And we're at the end of November.
I know. I haven't done any Christmas shopping. Have you?
I have.
Have
Do you know
you?
why? Do you know why? I decided this year that I want to shop at local independent retailers and not the big brands if I can help it. So we went to a couple of like artisan craft fairs and independent shops last week over Saturday and Sunday, and so we brought like unique gifts or things that have been handmade, that kind of thing. So yeah,
Wow.
we decided to do that this year.
Oh my God, I've got a list. My mum, bless her, she sent me a list of, she loves her garden. So she sent me a big long list of the seeds that she wants.
Wow, it's a big list.
I know. She's put like the catalogue number, the page number.
Oh, bless. That's really cool. At least you know what you're getting for her, though.
Exactly. I know.
Yeah, that's really good. Well, today, guys, we're talking about the CRM chat. What is it, why it helps, and how to sell it to clients. And this is really important because we talk a lot about recurring income as a VA, additional revenue streams, passive income streams, all the different things that you can plug into your VA business to make more money. If you've missed some of the recent episodes, I have to admit I've been a bit slow on editing them and getting them uploaded, so apologies for that. But please check out morethanava.org/podcasts and you'll be able to see those episodes or listen to those episodes, because we have covered topics like how to make money when you're closed over Christmas, how to add in additional revenue streams. And these are all really valuable to VAs, but the CRM one is important because if you can get really, really good at one CRM, and everyone should have a CRM, right? The amount of people that don't is unbelievable. But if you can get really, 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 really good at that one system, then you can always recommend that system if it's the right fit to every client that comes in. And all of a sudden you're an expert on that system and you're the go-to person. So it becomes another way to make money. So we're going to talk about the CRM and what it is. It is a customer relationship management system. And I'll be honest, without ours, I don't know what we'd do, would we, Kirsty?
No, absolutely not. And it's one of those things, isn't it? When you're learning a new system, you sort of become a bit frightened of it, but when I first started using it, I was like, oh my God, this is so hard. Like, I didn't understand it. But now I just use it without thinking. Like, the stuff that I've learned how to do is amazing. And I use it, like, a lot of our clients use our CRM system, and you can pick up when you pick up on it, they go, oh, I'll use this system. You go, brilliant, because I know how to use that one.
Exactly, yeah, that's right. And the thing is, if you don't know what it is, so customer relationship management is basically the database you use digitally to store all your contact information, or for your clients to store all their client information. And not just to do that, though, you're also going to use it for email marketing, newsletters. But if you get the right system, then you can use automation within that system, which is super powerful. And I would advise anyone, if you're going to invest in CRM, make sure it's one with automated capabilities. And so, the amount of people who still use spreadsheets is unbelievable to me, considering we are now in AI world, in AI technology, not just a technological revolution, but we're now in the world of AI. Anybody that's still using spreadsheets, as you were already behind when we were just talking about technology. Now we're talking about AI. You're really, really, it's like having a phone, one of those old dial-up phones, and you've not invested in a mobile.
A wall mounted one with a cord.
Exactly. And in the UK, look, GDPR, all of these rules have changed, so you have to be so careful with your email marketing now. And we know of a client recently, of somebody recently, who was getting their VA to bulk email through Google. And I always say, I actually give a talk about this and say one of the benefits of a CRM is that you're not going to accidentally send everybody the same message without blind copying in. And that's exactly what happened in that situation. And so there's lots of reasons why a CRM is so important, but it becomes like your ultimate selling machine. You're going to be able to do everything on repeat. You're going to be able to email people in bulk and just save yourself loads of time and make yourself more scalable. But talking about it from the perspective of you using a CRM to be able to sell it to clients, to be able to use it to become more knowledgeable in that particular area. So you can, for example, there's FEA Create. It's got 10,000 members, if not more, and there's a whole forum, and then people get really good at the system and then can be inside that forum offering their services all the time. So it's one of the benefits. Now, when I first started out, just like everyone else, I didn't really know what a CRM was, and I learned the way I think lots of VA should learn, but this is a controversial subject that we'll come back to, and that was by having a go. And so one of my first clients used Active Campaign. And it is a really good system, don't get me wrong, but it can be very expensive. Like most CRMs, the more features you use, the more contacts you add, the more emails you send, it just gets stupidly costly. And so I started using that for her and figuring out automation, and I made mistakes. I mean, I did make mistakes, trust me. But the best thing after that, once like we weren't using that system together anymore, I actually invested in Active Campaign myself so that I could learn it, and the knowledge is transferable. Once you understand automated workflows and how to use a CRM, you can pretty much do that on all CRM systems. Yeah. What about you? When were you introduced to CRMs?
So I worked with a client who used Active Campaign, and again, I was terrified of it because I'd never used anything quite like that. But you're right, you do just go, I'm just going to have a go. There's so many different systems out there, but essentially they are built on each other, aren't they? Because that's how they, people evolve with their CRMs.
Yeah.
Who create them. So I think it was when I became a VA, I used to use Salesforce when I was employed.
Oh God, I hate that.
Oh, I hate that system so much. Anybody, don't, for God's sake, whatever you do, invest in Salesforce. It's horrendous and really expensive.
Yeah.
And doesn't do you any favors whatsoever. But then when we started using this is when I really started to get involved with using a CRM. And if I look back at what I can do now compared to what I could do when we first started using this, it's mental. Like I can set up workflows, I can do like blogs and all that kind of thing. So it you're right, you do learn as you go, which is probably not necessarily the right way to do it, but that's how you learn, isn't it? By just going on.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it kind of is the right way. There's only so much. I mean, look, for the system we use, if you was to sit there and read the handbook back to front, by the time you'd finished, loads of new features would be involved. Yeah. So actually, sometimes the best thing is just to have a go, like download it or invest in it for yourself, have a go at it. And then honestly, before you know it, this was how I became a tech VA, because I was not a tech VA when I started out, and I did not think I ever would be. I could build websites. I taught myself how to do that when I was in my 20s, when there weren't really any self-build website things available. But I never used a CRM or anything like that. And then the more I got into it, luckily I've got a natural problem-solving mind to be able to build complex workflows, and that's something I learned over time. And then I was, actually, I'm a tech VA, and that meant I could ask for more money, because if you can do tech, you can ask for a higher fee. You can ask for £50 an hour instead of your £30 an hour. So it is definitely worth investing in that knowledge. I tried Capsule for a while. That was great, but it didn't have automated capabilities. I know a lot of VAs use Dubsado. One of the ones that really irritates me is HubSpot. And the reason for that is people do this stupid thing where they say, yeah, but it's free. And it's not free. It's only free because you've signed up to the limited version. The minute you want to start adding more contacts, complex automations and things like that, you're going to have to pay, and the costs get stupid. I mean, I had a client recently, and when I was talking to her about her CRM, and I said, what are you using? She was using MailChimp. And I said, well, okay, that's great. But what you should be doing then is you're going to do this lead magnet. Then when they download the thing, they're going to get a 7-step email nurture sequence. Oh, I can't do that. Why not? MailChimp, the version I'm on, only lets me do 2 steps in a workflow. Okay, well, there's your first problem straight away. So you're going to allow a system, because you're too afraid to spend money on it, to hold you back on potential sales. It's crazy to me. And although there could be workarounds, like, okay, one of those steps is move to another workflow and then just keep doing that, it's stupid and it's time, it costs you loads of time. And so my mantra has always been, start as you mean to go on. If you're looking to scale, act as if you're already there and invest in the right systems. I know it's difficult when there's not much money coming in, but if you invest in those systems early on, knowing that you're going to scale into them, it's going to save you so much time and effort. Because the last thing you want to do is have to go and get a new CRM system, export all your contacts, bring them all in, start all again. Oh my God, the amount of times we've had to do that for clients.
I know, it's mad, isn't it? But the thing is, you're right. But a lot of the problem is there, there are so many systems out there that you can use. Like, there's one, obviously MailChimp you can use as a free one, but as you say, you're restricted in what you can do. Mm-hmm. There's no point in having one that can just do 1 or 2 things that you want. Then you're having to spend time changing it and doing this and doing that, because there's no point. You're gonna, as you say, if you're going to use it forevermore, you may as well start by using it now.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're a business owner, and that includes VAs, and you're not willing to do that, you're not serious about building a business. I'm sorry, if that upsets people, you're just not. You have to. I just don't get it. Like, if you have grandiose ideas of building a business, you're going to make all this money. It cannot happen piecemeal, slowly. I'm going to do this first, then I'm going, because everyone has this kind of, not everyone, but a lot of people have this, I'll just get another client and then I'll be able to. You won't get that other client unless you've got those systems first. And that's the truth. I know, because I spent 10 years doing the same thing, 10 bloody years doing exactly the same thing. And in this business, I did it completely differently. I invested heavily up front without any money. Honestly, I was on my backside, but it paid off, within a year I had a team. Within 4 years we hit 6-figure turnover. So all of that's happened by investing in the right systems. And I'm not going to say it's easy. I actually pay nearly £500 a month for the system that we use, but for good reason. And that's because I sell it as well. So that's what another thing we'll come to. I sell the CRM system as a white labeled version, and right now it doesn't make enough to cover that cost, but eventually it will.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point, isn't it?
But I think as well, without having a proper CRM system that you can do, where you can automate everything, you can have a different workflows to contact us, or newsletters, or, we do a Friday catch up, don't we? Every Friday with, what we're doing and what's going on. And I think it's so key to have all of that in place, because if you are still doing everything manually, that's time that you can't then allocate to a client. So all of that manual stuff that you're doing, newsletters and blogs and is time that you're not being paid for.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Exactly. And that's the whole point of automation. I mean, I now own a co-working business, and yesterday, because I man the shop day to day, we had a gentleman come in because his power was down, and he said to me, how did you get all of that information into my inbox so fast? And I said, like, what do you mean? He said, well, straight away, like, the booking was in my calendar and the contract had just come straight out to me the minute I booked. And I said, well, it's automated, and I do kind of still think everyone knows what I'm talking about, and then you realize they don't. And I said, well, it's automated. I set it up so that when somebody books in, if they've never booked before, they digitally get sent the contract to sign, and then I track it to make sure it's been signed and come back. None of that happens manually. He was so impressed. He's coming in next week to sit down with me to set up the CRM that I'm selling to him.
Wow.
And that is the thing. If you can really, really hone in your skills on a CRM system, whether it's one that you then create or you white label, or you just are an affiliate of, so you can earn a partner income from, and an Active Campaign and Kajabi, they do that. And I think so does ConvertKit. I think it's just Kit now. Then you can make money. Now, where I would draw the line from an integrity and ethics point of view is I never recommend our CRM system to clients I don't think it will be a good fit for. I just don't think that's the right thing to do. It has to be bespoke to them. Like, for example, we recently got asked to build a website for somebody, and we can build websites inside this CRM system, and I could build them standing on my head. But I knew with what they wanted to do in the future, although this system would be great now, it wouldn't be great then. So instead, we recommended WordPress, and that was the right thing to do.
It is, you're right. And I think there's been, there's quite a lot of CRM service providers out there who would never offer that service. They would, if you said, oh, I want it to do this and I want it to do that, but don't necessarily, they wouldn't come back to you and say, this isn't the right one for you, because all they're really interested in is selling and getting you up to the highest point that you're paying a stupid amount of money for.
Yeah.
I think it's really nice that we do have that, and we do say to people, look, we don't think this is quite right for you, but we can do it this way, or, as you say, recommend another platform to use.
You're right. And also, as well as what you've just said, the amount of companies selling CRMs who won't support you, they'll just expect you to buy and won't support. I was working pro bono for a children's charity, and they needed a very bespoke CRM system / referral system. So they would get referrals from schools, parents, social services to mentor children. But they didn't have anything adequate in place. And so my job was to try and help them find something. And we did eventually find something that could work really, really well. However, we needed to be trained on how to use it. We needed help and support, and they wouldn't give it. It was just like, we only offer one call and that's it. And that was just ridiculous, because then we just didn't use it anymore. And I ended up having to actually give them my CRM, which I knew wasn't going to be perfect. But because I was able to customize it in the closest way they were ever going to get, and save them 50 grand, because they've been quoted 50 grand in the process, we were able to do that. And so if you can get super, super experienced on a particular CRM, then you're going to be able to really, stand out in your field. And then there kind of comes a recurring revenue engine from that. So let's say you're really good at a particular CRM system and you recommend it to the client. But the client doesn't really know how to use it and they need someone to set it up. So you're going to offer, look, I think you should use this CRM, and let's pay for initial 5 hours of my time to get that set up for you, and have it, your contacts put in there, have the basics done, some initial email templates, and I don't know, maybe some form integrations, contact form, newsletter form, and then a couple of really simple automated workflows that says when somebody fills in the newsletter form, they're going to get a tag, and then they're going to get a thank you email. And you just do the basics.
Yeah.
On the back of that, you can then say, what if I offered you, maybe they want something else, maybe it builds courses. What if I created a course in there for you? And then you could sell that to people. So now you can offer them a course launch, build a launch service. Or maybe they're going to need regular ongoing work inside that system because they don't know how to do it. So maybe you're managing now their email marketing and you're doing that every week for them. So that's how you can turn the knowledge of using a CRM into a constant reoccurring revenue engine. And you must know that because you're working inside CRMs now for clients all the time.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point as well with the courses, because if you can offer that as a service, not only are you increasing your hours with that client, but you're also bringing in another revenue for your client. Mm-hmm. So you're investing yourself in their business as well as your own. So it's a really good point.
And then you can say to them, if you can refer me to other people that I can give you some free hours and things like that. So there's just so much more. It's so much more than just saying, I'm really good at this CRM and I think that's the CRM for you. There's just so much more that you can do with that. So the CRM we're talking about, because I like to be really upfront and transparent, the one that we use every single day in our business is Go High Level. And we white label Go High Level, and I offer it to people in various ways. But one of the big ways is through our VIP Access and Growth Essentials membership. So we've got our community more than a VA. And then years ago, probably about 18 months, 2 years ago, somebody put the idea into my head that I could offer this system to clients. And I thought, why would I want to do that? It's really expensive, because it is very expensive. And then you've got to think about support and things like that. And I just thought, why would I want to do that? But the more clients that kept coming and asking for a CRM, the more it made sense. So eventually I decided to go for it. And when I was looking for a CRM for the VA agency that I was building, there wasn't one. There isn't one for virtual assistants. There just isn't one. It doesn't exist. And I was so frustrated with having all of these tabs open and all of these different softwares that I was paying for. And so I decided, maybe actually this would be a really good system for our business. And so I decided to go for it. And oh my God, what a game changer it has been, because we've literally customized this entire system for our agency. Everything happens on there, like literally everything, all our calendars, our associate calendars. So we know when they're booking calls with clients, our client onboarding, our associate onboarding, all of our marketing campaigns, like literally the sales pipelines, everything. Yeah. And then we do calls in there, so we can track call monitoring and all of this kind of thing. And eventually I thought to myself, other VAs must need this. They must need this system. And so we now do offer that, but we offer it in a different way. We don't just say, here's a CRM and you can have it. We do it in two ways: our Growth Essentials and our VIP Access membership. The Growth Essentials, they get this full CRM and a private community and full training, how to use it, and the done for you client onboarding, associate onboarding, the agreements, like everything that we've built, how we close deals in 48 hours, they get. So do the VIPs, but they also get masterclasses, weekly Q&As, fortnightly tech calls. So it's so valuable. If you've never checked it out, then just go to morethanava.org and have a look at those memberships. And actually, just to give you a little heads up, we were offering some deals this month on those memberships. They have closed, but you heard it here first. We're opening them back up on Monday for Cyber Monday. So be on the mailing list for that. But yeah, so I actually now really love working inside CRM systems. I'm a bit of a nerd, really.
For me, it's such a learning curve as well, because, and it's actually a confidence builder for me, because there has been times where I've gone, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. But in this system, it's so easy. It's so easy to set stuff up, and you can track it and test it. And I don't think we would have survived as long as we have actually without this CRM system, because if you think as well from a cost point of view, you're paying for Wix or WordPress or another platform, whatever, you're paying for Calendly or another, whatever, you're paying for, whatever platforms you're paying. I've got a client at the moment who's paying for all these different things because they don't know about what a CRM can actually do for you. So it's about having that knowledge of what it can do as well. But I generally don't think we would have struggled a lot. And I think we would still be doing a lot of manual stuff if we didn't have this CRM system.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. You're right. We do, our calendars are in there, our social media scheduling's in there, our website's in there. So there's no ongoing hosting fees apart from your domain. Literally everything's in there. And more things just keep getting added all the time, like brand new things. Like there's a community area, you can have private community groups, and you can do lives in there now. That's just been released.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, you can just go live in there. So I was previously scheduling some of our community stuff in Zoom, but now I can just do it straight in there. So I've just got a real fuzzy sound in my ears. 1 minute. I think it's coming from you.
Is it?
I don't know, maybe it's my tinnitus. But literally the amount of things. And one thing I haven't even really touched on in there yet is the AI capabilities. They've just put so much in there about AI that again, like I say, even me, I'm up to date with things, and it's just surpassing me so fast. I need like a whole day just to sit down and learn all about AI on there. But I use it to run our new co-working business as well. Like I've just said, it's absolutely fantastic. And today I went in and started adding the phone to that, because we use the phone in more than a VA and NLT business management, but I wasn't using it for the co-working, but we're still finding our feet. And then I realised there was like a bit of a weird moment today where somebody had booked one of our desks. I have become a member, which means I can use any desk as long as it's available. And when I came into the shop this morning, they were sitting in the desk. I was like, it's not actually available. And had I just had the phone part set up, I could have just sent an instant text and all of that. So yeah, but yeah, honestly, I love it. And what we do is we do build websites in there for clients as well. So because we offer web building service, again, it's another way that you can sell it. And I'm not saying everyone should go out there and become white labeled, go high level people, because you'd have to be really serious about what you're doing. Because once you've got people in that system paying for a monthly subscription, you can't decide, a year later it's not making enough money, I'm just going to cancel my membership. Because what are you going to do about those people that are already subscribed? Exactly. So that answer's not for everyone. But getting really good at a particular CRM that you can become an affiliate partner of, you can really make some good money. I used to have a client who made about $5,000 a month just on affiliate programs, and some of that was on Kajabi and Active Campaign, on Kit. So it's well worth doing it. Just spend the day looking up the different ones, what they can offer you, and all you need to do is get really good at one, and you will be able to transfer that knowledge to others.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? And I think with this system, because I've looked at other ones as well, like for other people, and they seem to be not so user friendly. Whereas this one, it's relative for somebody who's not massively techie. It's so easy just to be able to like work through the process, and you have somebody that you can chat to if you get stuck like that.
Yeah.
And others are just not user friendly. And some of them like use really technical wording, and I always say to people, speak to me like I'm a complete idiot, because that's the best way I learn. And this is a great system to actually do that, because you can say to them, just tell me like I'm an idiot, and they will do that. Whereas if you don't have that option with other ones, you can kind of become overwhelmed and bamboozled by what they're actually trying to tell you.
Yeah, you're right. And you made a good point there. The support element of a CRM is really, really important. You don't want to invest in one where you can't speak to someone, where no one's helpful. In this one, you can either do a chat or get on a video call straight away. And that is good. I'm not saying that the support is always perfect, because it isn't. And what we've found is I'm probably more knowledgeable than most of the support people, and sometimes they might give conflicting information, and it'd be like, no, I don't think you're right there. But having said that, just knowing you can instantly ring somebody, have a video call and get that support is really, really valuable. So if you are going to be recommending CRM systems to clients, make sure you're recommending ones that have really good support.
Yeah, absolutely. And I had a call with them the other day about one of our clients' CRM systems, and they actually sent me a loom, which you can then keep. So if you've got a video instruction on how to do something, you can then keep that to refer back to. So for me, videos are great because I can just do it step by step, pause it, start it, all the rest of it. So rather than me just talking to you, and I think often with some of the CRMs that are out there, you have like a chat bot, and then you can get through to somebody, but you don't necessarily. In fact, I was talking to somebody the other day on a live chat, and they actually replied to me with somebody else's answer.
No.
So they're talking to different people all the time. They've got God knows how many windows open talking to different people. And it's quite interesting. So I thought, when you're speaking to the technical support with this CRM, their main focus is on you. They're not talking to anybody else. They're literally trying to, and they show you as well. It's not just a do this, do that, blah, blah. They'll literally talk you through it, show you, send you images, videos, and all that. So it's a brilliant element to have within it.
Yeah, absolutely. It is. I must admit, that's the one thing I can't fault, that you can just speak to someone straight away. The other thing is, if you're an agency owner and you're working with associate VAs, you can get them to recommend the CRM that you recommend most often and give them a cut of your commission. So if you're going to do this as an affiliate partner, then you can be getting them to sell it for you as well, and get some of that commission back. And there are some independent CRM systems out there that aren't big corporate companies. They are people that have created these systems, and if you can find those, you can have proper conversations with the owners of those CRMs and see what they can do for you. For example, it's not a CRM, but Commander, I think it's called, is a brand new. They're trying to put it out there as like the only system you'll need to use, to build your VA business. It isn't. It's got way too many limitations, and it's in its infancy. And you can't use it like a CRM, which is a disadvantage. But again, the guys that own it are so accessible. They're on LinkedIn, they're chatting to people, they're so accessible that you can have those kind of conversations with them. Instead of like just chatting to someone who doesn't care. You could be saying, look, I could sell this for you. I could be referring this. What kind of kickback could you give me? How can we work together? So that is another thing that you can look at doing. There was one, I feel really bad now, I forgot the name. Popcorn CRM. This is a company local to me in Birmingham. I've met the owner. We were supposed to have had a call, and it didn't happen because I'm going to recommend their CRM to clients that just don't match the one that we currently offer. And I like the idea of that because it is just an independent company that isn't like a big global conglomerate. You know what I mean?
Who doesn't really care what you're doing. They just want to sell you something and bugger off and just get on with it. Well, that's not, that's not a great way to sell a product to somebody, for one. And then two, if you don't offer an ongoing service or an ongoing support service, then it's not, don't do it. Don't go with that one.
Exactly. And then the other thing is with him, I can have those open discussions about, well, what you're going to give me. And it isn't going to be a generic, this is what I give everyone. It'll be very tailored to me specifically. So it is worth doing that. And the other thing you can do is you can create YouTube videos, tutorials. If you really know a CRM well back to front, why wouldn't you record it? Why wouldn't you share your knowledge and get loads of people following you and then get loads of clients that way? Or even, money through YouTube videos and then paying you. So, I mean, they're on there all the time. Who doesn't go to YouTube to get the answers? I do all the time.
Everybody.
Everybody. I was Googling today because I was like, sometimes some of the problems in these CRMs are really, really, really simple. I'll tell you one I was having this morning. In our system, when you add a phone number, because you're in the UK, you have to add a regulatory bundle. And so you put the address in of where you are, but the submit wouldn't work. The submit button just would not happen. And I'm like, what? I don't understand. And I'm trying to look it up and what is going wrong. And the answers I'm getting, they're all technical. They're all like, oh, it must be this. And I'm looking at it, and the only thing on there that's not filled in is address line 2, which you often leave empty if there's not a second thing. So I just repeated the town that I'm in, and it worked. It's just stupid.
It's so funny, isn't it? Things like that when you just think. I was doing a contacts import the other day, and this is something I've done 100 times over. Like I can do it with my eyes shut, but for some reason it just wouldn't accept it. And I think it was something stupid, like I hadn't ticked the box at the bottom. And I was like, what is wrong with it? I came out, changed it. What am I doing wrong? As I say, I've done it 100 times, and I was like, oh yeah.
Well, if anyone's got any questions about using a CRM or recommending CRMs and making money from CRMs, then just drop those in the comments. What disasters have you had? I think one of the ones that happens to a lot of people, when you use a CRM, you have something called, it's got lots of different names, a custom value or a custom tag, and it'll be a little bit of squiggly, what they called, those
brackets. Not brackets, but they're like
the little squiggly ones. I can see them now on my keyboard. And then you'll have something like contact.name. And what that does is it automatically picks up the name of the person you're sending the email to. So you don't have to manually put everybody's name in. And it'll send it, hi Joe, hi Jane, hi Jenny, that kind of thing. One of the things I did quite a few times actually is I'd accidentally.
Heard this.
No, you'll have done it, I'm sure. I've put in username instead of contact name. So when it's gone out to everybody as hi Lisa. So literally everyone. And it's such a common thing. I was actually putting my eye on, one of our associates needed some help on the CRM last last couple of weeks, and I was just looking through. They were showing me something completely different on there, but I saw that they had username, and I said that needs to be changed to contact name, because you're going to end up sending it to everyone with your name, and they didn't realise. And it is such a common one, so be mindful of that. Have you ever made any big massive blunders?
I don't know. I don't think so. Oh no, I did. So I set up it was a really simple workflow for one of my clients. Like, it was like, I added a tag. So like, I don't know what it was, say September or whatever. And it then sent the email to the promotion, and then I'd set it up. So I'd set it up so it went, if they opened it, they went into a different one. And if they didn't, they got a separate email. So it's like different emails for blah, blah, blah. I can't even remember what I did now. It was something to do with, I hadn't added a part in where they go to the separate thing. So they just all kept sitting. Nobody moved. So they just, she's going to me, I'm not getting any emails back. I'm like, I don't know what's happened. I looked at it, I'm like, jeez. They're all like, all these little heads are just like sitting there.
One of the things I did, I was so devastated at the time as well, is I was launching actually our VIP membership, and the sequence I built out was people were going to come to masterclass, and then on the back of the masterclass they'd get the email introducing the launch, and then it would slowly drip feed over time. And I missed one tiny step. So you can put in our system, you can put a set wait event time, so it waits to a certain date. But if you don't add a wait underneath it, which is then wait until that time or after that time or 1 hour before, it's like it doesn't even exist. And I forgot to add that. Such a rookie mistake. They got every single email. Thanks for attending the masterclass. Anyway, look at this thing I'm doing. Blah, 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 all of it at once. And I was like, and no amount of stop hitting the panic button will do anything. And
do you know what I have seen before when we've been on calls, when you've been doing workflows and we haven't saved it, and it's where's it gone? It's gone. It's all gone. I'll tell you what I did see as well. A couple of months ago, I was just working with one of our associates, and she built a website for one of our clients in this CRM. And she said, can you just have a look at it, make sure it's all right, blah, blah, blah. So looking through it, and they, the little box within the website builder where it has that like Latin to remind you.
Yeah, lorem ipsum, yeah.
Yeah, she'd not put it in there, and I'm going, this is a live website. Like, oops, no. It was a live website.
Oh no, really? Oh God, I've made loads of cock-ups, but now I've made them all. I know exactly what I'm doing.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So now I've learned not to like leave all these little heads sitting there just staring at me like, what's going on?
Yeah. Oh man, some of our workflows that we've built out are super big and complex. Huge, so huge that it tells you, warning, this might break, so we have to move them. But the power of having a really good CRM, real amazing automation capabilities, just means there's no limit to the amount of clients you can take on, because from the perspective of being an agency owner, because you've just not got any of that manual work. The other good thing about this particular CRM is, yesterday in our co-working business, a guy came in to do some printing, and so we done all the printing, and you've got an app, and I could take the payment. So I don't need a separate machine like SumUp or anything like that. So I just put his name, his email in, and then not invoice, take payment, and then he puts his card details in. But it stores the card details automatically. So after he'd done that, he said, oh, I forgot, I've got 2 more prints I need to do. And there were 2 A3 prints, and it comes to about 97 pence. And I am the kind of person that's like, oh God, I'm going to hate asking someone for £1. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, am I going to do it? I can't, it's only like 97 pence. Oh, should I just leave it? I'm terrible, really. I'm not very good. And then I thought, oh, I don't have to. I've got his card details now. So he said Kirsty left. Did you hear any of what I just said?
I'm here. I don't know what happened there.
Did you hear me saying about the card thing?
About the 97p?
Yeah. So in the end, I thought, oh, I've got his card details, haven't I? It's stored automatically. So he said to me, hi, how do you want me to pay? And I went, oh, it's fine. I'll just charge it automatically to your card. And he was a little bit taken aback. And he said, oh, can you do that? I said, don't worry, I can't see your card number. I said, but it does store automatically unless you want me to delete it. I said, I'll just take the payment. He said, no, that's fine. He says, if I see loads of random charges coming through, though, I'll know they're from you. But I was like, that is another really good reason. It's like now, if a client says to us, oh, I want to add some more hours on, we don't have to dilly-dally going backwards and forwards with that client saying, oh, okay, here's the link. We'll just take the money because we have your details on file. Obviously, we ask their permission, but there's no excuse then, is there? There's no excuse for that.
We don't just start randomly charging clients for like 1,500 hours a month for all of our results.
Ooh. And it's the same with, oh, can we have a chat? Can I book a call? Yeah, no problem. And you can just go in and instantly add it to the appointment to that contact, and it's there. You know what I mean? It's just, oh God, it's made my life so much easier.
I think really as well, from my side, there's one of my clients I work with, they have a very similar CRM system to one that we use under a different name. And it was quite interesting when I first started working with him. He's like, I've got this system, I've set up all this stuff, like it's brilliant, la la la. And we'd only been using our system for a little while. I went in there and I was like, God, this is going to be a nightmare. Like, what am I going to do? I went in then, it was like literally mirror image. I remember phoning you, oh my God, it's exactly the same. Yeah. What was interesting was he'd set all this stuff up, but there was no benefit to him. So he thought he'd set it all up and it was all working and everyone was moving along in opportunities and all of that kind of pipelines and that. But it wasn't set up properly. So all that work he'd done, hours and hours and hours it'd taken him, because he's not that technically minded. Yeah. And he admits that himself. And I just went in a couple of hours, sorted it all out, blah, blah, blah. And now we use it for everything, literally everything.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That is. Inside his CRM, you use it for everything. Literally everything. But you've learned from our CRM how to do that, because the Go High Level is white labeled. There's so many versions of it out there. FEA Create is a massive one. There's Coach Space. There's what's the other one? Something AI. Can't remember what was the name of that one now. Anyway,
Made for More.
Yeah, that's it. Made for More, and lots of them pretend it's their system. It's really funny because they'll go, and I'm looking at it like that's literally Go High Level. And I'll even be talking to someone, and they might start telling me about the system, and I'll say, I already know what system you're using. Now, I would have probably previously said, go get really good at Go High Level, and become an expert in Go High Level. The problem with that is loads of people are doing that now. There's loads of Go High Level forums, and there's a lot of people in countries abroad that can charge really, really cheap to work in that. So it's very competitive. But that isn't to say you can't learn everything in Go High Level. I swear to God, if you learn everything in that system, you'll know everything in all the others anyway, like in Salesforce, in HubSpot. But if you can learn and then see an up and coming version of it, like FEA Create or like one of the others we've just mentioned, and talk to that person early doors, Coach Space, for example, and say, look, I'm an expert in this. What about if you recommend my services, or I become an expert, and you can recommend tech services. So as part of you selling the system, because one of the things you can do is, so for example, on the back end, in the main account end, you can create custom dashboard elements that you can't do if you're just, a sub account holder. And in there, we have need a tech VA or need tech support. So anyone that's struggling sees that all the time on the left-hand dashboard, and they can click that. And of course, we've done this on purpose because then they can automatically hire a tech VA in our business. Now, not everyone's going to have tech VAs to hand. So you could be finding, businesses that are missing this opportunity. So if you was to go into something like Coach Space, or there's loads and I can't even think of all the names, downloaded the free trial first, have a look in the little side panel. They do actually have this. Have a look in the little side panel and just see if they've got an option to hire a tech VA. And if they don't, you could be contacting that owner of that company and saying, look, I noticed I've been using your system and you don't have an option for people to hire a tech VA. I'm a tech VA. I have a team. You could start building some, team members out and training them how to use it. What if we went into some sort of collaboration together that anybody that, does take on tech support through you, You get commission and we do the work, or we work under your umbrella, so we offer that support. And that is another way to do it. And actually, Go High Level do have certified Go High Level people, so you can click on there and they've certified them. I am sure they are probably they're getting the certification, because people have to pay to go through the training and get the certification. So Go High Level's making loads of money doing that, and then you become registered and you can be someone in that pool of experts. So that is another thing you could be offering, you could be doing to be able to get yourself an additional revenue stream. Do you know what I mean?
But also, if you're not a tech VA and you are looking to build out your agency, you can then hire, bring an associate on board who is a tech VA and charge a higher rate on top. That do you know what I mean? You're paying your associate a different rate, so you're also making an income as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think the summary is, look, get really good at using CRM systems, or a particular CRM system, because you will always find clients that need one, or are using one that's not fit for purpose, or don't have one, or need help in getting one. You can then offer that to them, be an affiliate partner of that system so that you're earning money that way. Then you'll be able to offer your services to set that CRM up, then ongoing support to continue working on that CRM for the client, or training them how to use it. It just becomes a cash machine. A CRM literally can become a cash machine, because how many clients then just don't have the time to actually use it? So if they've got someone there doing that for them, it's amazing.
And that's the thing, isn't it? Is setting it up. And we know better than anybody that how time consuming setting it all up and checking it and making sure it's all working and integrating everything, and even uploading contacts, adding tags. I did it the other day. I forgot to add a tag, had to go back through, do it all differently. So it is massively time consuming. So if you do have somebody or know some, or you can do it, that's a great service to promote out there. And particularly, I think now how our AI is developing, more and more people are going, actually, I need something a bit more solid to use, rather than just using an Excel spreadsheet or bulk emails through Google Mail or whatever, because you will end up making massive mistakes if you're not using a decent CRM system.
Definitely. And some of the services we've sold on the back of this is CRM migration support, CRM setup support, course launching support, building a website. So there's loads of one-off packages you can charge, automation setup. We've done that just in 2 hours, 90 quid. We'll come and set up your automation in your system. What that does, it gives people an entry level into your services. It gives them a risk-free, low-cost way to learn about you, use your services, see what you do. And that is your opportunity to show them they can't do without you now.
Exactly. That's the thing, isn't it? And that will only then build on to like other services. Oh, I need a new website. One of my clients said the other day, my website is so archaic. Can you have a look at it for me? And I'm like, I can have a look at it, but I don't know what I can do. But if you do have that skill, then you can go, yeah, I can do that. It's going to be 10 hours or 20 hours. And then they're going to need somebody to maintain that website.
Exactly.
So it's a no-brainer.
It just becomes like we say, recurring revenue stream. So this is what we advise you to do today. If you've got any questions, you've got 1 more minute to pop those in the comments. But after this, I'm going to go and actually have a fiddle with Brain AI. So Brain AI was 70% discount in the Black Friday sales, and it is so amazing. I thought it was going to be a load of crap. Like what can that give me that ChatGPT can't? And honestly, it's completely different. It is completely different. Yesterday, I created a collaboration opportunity with a business coach where I can add in additional revenue. I created an entire, I understood what I needed to sell to make X amount of money by diversifying products and services, because we're pivoting. I got the data center to look at an ad that I've had on Facebook that's performing well but not converting. So we looked at that and we've revamped it. And then I got like this personal development one to talk to me about money mindset and that kind of thing. Honestly, it's so good. Like I might only try it for a month, but I might end up that's it. I can't live without it now. We'll wait and see. And then every morning the brain asks you questions, so it gets to know your business a little bit more. And so unlike, I know you can build these out in chat, but I can already feel how different it is, that it really knows me now. It really knows the business. It's just going to make my life so much easier. And then I am also playing with ChatGPT Atlas at the moment. So this is like their search engine. It replaces like Chrome or Safari. So what you can do is you can turn it into agent mode. Now, I'm not sure how safe it is yet. That's any problem. And it can literally take over your screen and start doing things. But one of the things that really knocks me is emails, just ridiculous amount of emails. Now, while Cintra can integrate to Google and Outlook, it can't integrate into Zoho like we've got. So it can't, sort all my emails out for me. So I thought, okay, I'll have a look at Atlas today. So I sat there and I said, go through my emails and tell me what the most important ones are I need to respond to, what are time critical, and it just did it. It just did it.
So a job.
Honestly, I'm like, I have got, well, actually, you know what Cintra did? It says, look, I can't do this, but I can do a standard operating procedure for your virtual assistant, for your own assistant. And so it can do all that for you as well. So yeah, and it can create all your social media and schedule it all as well. So, but the images aren't the best, so that's the only problem with it at the moment. But yeah, so look, I'm playing with bigger and bigger AI tools, and your clients are still messing around with spreadsheets. So come on, guys, get your clients onto CRMs and start making some serious money. That's it from us today. We'll be back next week. We've only got a few more weeks left, really, of the podcast, because we will have a break over Christmas. Kirsty's delighted to hear that. And then we will have is Kirsty there? She keeps freezing. Hopefully she can still hear me. And then we will be back for season 3 in the new year. We are looking for podcast guests. So if you're interested in becoming a guest on the VA Live Lounge, then head to morethanava.org, navigate to the podcast page and just fill in the application form. We'd love to be able to hear from you. Thanks for tuning in today. Kirsty's gone. She's had enough. Thanks for tuning in today, and we will see you next Friday at 10 o'clock.